Beggars can't be choosers, Dad. My son Bradley set the bowl in front of me. Brown chunks in gravy. I looked at it, looked at him. He was smiling. His wife Amanda laughed from the kitchen doorway. I picked up the spoon. Tasted it. Dog food. Alpo, if I had to guess. The table went quiet. Everyone waiting to see if I'd make a scene. I set down the spoon. Smiled back. "You're right, son." Then I stood up and walked out. What Bradley didn't know was I'd already made 3 phone calls that morning. By Monday, he'd understand exactly what beggars can't be choosers really means. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and write in the comments what time it is where you are now. I'm Walter, 72 years old, worked as a machinist for 43 years at the same plant. Raised 2 boys after their mother died when they were in high school. Bradley was the younger one. Always had a mean streak, but I figured he'd grow out of it. I didn't grow out of much that Thanksgiving. The invitation had come 3 weeks earlier. Text message. "Thanksgiving at our place, 2 p.m. Don't be late. No, please. No, hope you can make it. Just instructions." I'd driven 40 minutes to get there. Brought a pie. Pecan. Made it myself from Linda's recipe. My wife died 6 years ago, but I still had her recipe box. Spent 3 hours on that pie the day before. Amanda opened the door. Didn't take the pie. "Oh, Walter, you're early." I checked my phone. 1:58 p.m. "Come in, I guess." The house smelled like turkey. Real food. My stomach had been growling since noon. I'd skipped breakfast, saving room for the meal. Bradley came out of the kitchen. Didn't hug me. Didn't shake my hand. "Dad, kitchen table." Not the dining room. The kitchen. I walked in. The dining room table was set. Nice plates. The good silverware Amanda's mother had given them. Candles. Wine glasses. 4 place settings. The kitchen table had 1 setting. Plastic plate. The kind you'd use for a kid's birthday party. Paper napkin. "Sit there," Bradley said. I sat. Through the doorway, I could see the dining room. Their friends started arriving. Mark and Jennifer, Todd and Susan. People I'd met at Bradley's wedding. They hugged Amanda. Shook Bradley's hand. Didn't look toward the kitchen. Nobody asked about me. I sat there for 40 minutes, listening to them laugh, watching them pour wine, smelling the turkey. Then Bradley came in holding a bowl. Set it in front of me. I looked down at it. Brown chunks in thick gravy. Smelled wrong. Not like turkey. Not like beef. "There you go," Bradley said. "What is this?" "Dinner." Amanda appeared in the doorway. Phone out, recording. I picked up the spoon. The gravy clung to it. Wrong consistency. "Problem, Dad?" "This isn't turkey. Beggars can't be choosers." Bradley crossed his arms, smiling that same smile he'd had at 14 when he'd hidden my tools, when he'd told his brother I'd called him worthless. The smile that said he was getting away with something. I tasted it. Dog food. I'd fed enough dogs in my life. Had a shepherd named Duke for 12 years. I knew that taste, that texture. The table in the dining room had gone quiet. They were watching. I set down the spoon, looked at my son. He was 34 years old. Had my jaw. His mother's eyes. Standing there filming my humiliation on his wife's phone. "You're right, son," I said. Stood up. Walked past him. Past Amanda. Past the dining room where 4 people sat with full wine glasses pretending not to see me. Got in my truck. Drove home. Didn't slam the door. Didn't yell. Didn't give him the scene he wanted on video. Just left. The rage came later. At home. In the house I'd bought in 1981. The house where I'd raised him after Linda died. I sat at my kitchen table. The one I'd built in my garage. Solid maple. Linda had wanted maple. My phone buzzed. Text from Bradley. "Dad, if you're going to be dramatic, don't bother coming back. No apology. No explanation, just irritation that I'd left. I opened my laptop, the old Dell that still worked fine. Started looking through files. Took me an hour to find what I needed. Then I made 3 phone calls. First one was to my lawyer, Dennis. Known him 30 years. Handled Linda's estate. Handled my will. Dennis, Walter Sullivan. I need to revise some documents. On Thanksgiving? Yes. He heard something in my voice. I'll open the office. Give me an hour. Second call was to my other son, Michael. He lived 2 states away. Called once a week. Visited twice a year. Had 3 kids I actually got to see. Dad, happy Thanksgiving. We missed you at dinner. Michael, I need to tell you something. I told him what Bradley had done, what I was about to do. Jesus, Dad, I'm sorry. Do you want me to call him? No, I want you to listen carefully. I explained. He listened, didn't interrupt. Okay, he said when I finished. Okay, yeah, I understand. You're sure? Dad, after what he did, I'm sure. Third call was to my bank. Got the after-hours service. Took 20 minutes to get to a real person. I need to remove someone from my account access. I can help with that. Which account? All of them. See, here's what Bradley didn't know. 6 months after Linda died, I'd added him to my accounts. Made him a co-owner on the checking and savings. Put him on as power of attorney for medical decisions. Thought I was being responsible. Thought if something happened to me, he'd be able to handle things. That was 6 years ago. In those 6 years, I'd given him $127,000, not loaned. Given. $35,000 for the down payment on his house. The one with the nice dining room where I wasn't allowed to eat. $28,000 for his wedding. The one where Amanda's father gave a speech about family values. $19,000 for his truck. The big Ford he'd wanted. Said his old car was embarrassing. $12,000 for Amanda's engagement ring. 2 carats. Platinum band. $8,000 for furniture. Said they needed to furnish the house properly. $6,500 for a vacation to Hawaii, their first anniversary. $4,200 for Amanda's medical bills after her appendix surgery. $3,800 for the fence in their backyard. $2,900 for new appliances when their dishwasher died. $2,400 for Bradley's dental work. $1,000 to $800 for Christmas presents last year. $200 for car repairs. $900 for their dog. A golden doodle puppy Amanda had wanted. $500 here, $300 there, $200 for this, $150 for that. I'd kept track, spreadsheet on my computer. Every transfer, every check, every, Dad, can you help with, text that I'd never once said no to. $127,000, not counting the monthly calls. Dad, can you watch the house while we're gone? Dad, can you help me move this furniture? Dad, can you pick up our mail? Not counting the times I'd dropped everything. Canceled my plans. Driven 40 minutes because Bradley needed something. Not counting the birthday 2 years ago when he'd forgotten to call. Not counting last Christmas when they'd opened my gifts, said thanks, and then told me they had plans, so I should probably head home. It was 2 p.m. I'd arrived at noon. Not counting Father's Day last year when he'd texted Happy Father's Day at 9 p.m. Nothing else. I'd counted the visits, though, 4 times in the last year, each time I'd driven to them, each time less than 2 hours, each time ending with, we should let you get going, Dad. Never, stay for dinner. Never, we'll come see you next time. Never, thank you. Just an ATM that occasionally got invited to holidays. When they remembered to invite me. The spreadsheet glowed on my screen. $127,000 in 6 years. I looked at the last transfer. 3 weeks ago. $800. Emergency car repair, Dad. Can you cover it? I'd sent it within an hour. No thank you text, no follow-up. Just silence until the Thanksgiving invitation. My hands weren't shaking. That surprised me. I had expected rage to make them shake. Instead, everything felt very clear, very focused. I thought about Linda. What she'd say if she could see this. She'd always worried about Bradley. He's got a cruel streak, Walt. Watch for it. I defended him. He's just a boy. He'll grow out of it. 16 years since she died. He hadn't grown out of anything. I closed the laptop, sat in the dark. The house was quiet. Same house where Bradley had learned to ride a bike in the driveway, where I'd taught him to change oil in the garage, where Linda had made him apologize after he'd bullied a kid at school, where I'd paid off the mortgage working double shifts so my boys would have somewhere stable after their mother died. Same house, different man sitting in it. Friday morning, my phone started buzzing. 6:47 a.m., Bradley calling. I let it ring. Text came through. "Dad, call me back." I made coffee. Linda's mug was still in the cabinet, the one with the flowers. I never used it anymore. Couldn't. Another call, another text. "Dad, my card got declined. What's going on?" I sipped my coffee. Bitter. I had made it too strong. Third call. I answered. "Dad, what the fuck? My card declined at the grocery store." "Good morning, Bradley." "Don't good morning me. What did you do?" "I removed you from my accounts." Silence. Then, "What?" "You heard me. You can't do that. I did it last night. Should be in effect by now." "Dad." His voice changed. Softer. The voice he used when he wanted something. "Come on, if this is about yesterday." "It's not about yesterday." "Then what? It's about 6 years. It's about $127,000. It's about every time I helped you and never heard thank you. It's about sitting in your kitchen eating dog food while you and your friends ate turkey." Jesus Christ, it was a joke. Was Amanda filming it for the joke? Or were you planning to post it somewhere? Silence. "That's what I thought." "Dad, you're being ridiculous. That card is for emergencies, and you used it at the grocery store." "We need groceries. Then I suggest you use your own money." I hung up. The phone rang again immediately. I turned it off. Dennis called my landline at 10 a.m. "Walter, documents are ready. Want to come in?" "Be there in 20 minutes." His office was downtown. Same building where he'd been for 30 years. 3rd floor. The elevator still rattled. He had papers spread on his desk. "Revised will," he said. "Power of attorney. Medical directives. Living trust documents. All removing Bradley Sullivan as beneficiary or agent." "And Michael?" "Michael Sullivan is now sole beneficiary of the estate. Sole executor, sole power of attorney, sole medical directive agent." "The house?" "Transfer on death to Michael Sullivan. Won't go through probate. He'll take possession upon your death." "Savings?" "Payable on death to Michael Sullivan." "The account Bradley was on?" "I've drafted a letter to the bank confirming removal of Bradley Sullivan as co-owner. You'll need to sign it in front of a notary." "You're a notary?" "I am." He was smiling slightly. "Walter, I have to ask, what did he do?" I told him. His smile disappeared. "Son of a bitch." "Yeah. We spent an hour signing papers. He notarized everything, put copies in his safe." "Want me to notify Bradley?" "Not yet." "Okay. But Walter, keep copies somewhere safe. If he has a key to your house, he doesn't anymore. Changed the locks this morning." Dennis nodded. "Good man." Bradley showed up at my house Saturday afternoon. I was in the garage, organizing tools, heard his truck in the driveway. He pounded on the front door. Dad, open up!" I kept working, more pounding. "Dad, I know you're in there. Your truck's here." I walked to the door, didn't open it. "What do you want, Bradley?" "Let me in." "No." "What do you mean no?" "I mean no. This is my house. You're not welcome. I'm your son. And I'm the man you fed dog food on Thanksgiving." Silence. Then, "Dad, that was... Look, it got out of hand. Amanda thought it would be funny to film it. It wasn't supposed to be mean. You sat me in the kitchen while your friends ate in the dining room. You served me dog food. You said beggars can't be choosers. Which part wasn't supposed to be mean? You're being dramatic. And you're standing on my porch, demanding entry to my house after humiliating me. We both have choices to make." "Fine." His voice went cold. Corporate, the tone he used at his job. "If this is how you want to play it, we're done. Don't call me. Don't text me. Don't expect to see your grandkids. I don't have grandkids, Bradley. You don't have children. When you do, They'll grow up not knowing me. I'm okay with that. I could see him through the peephole, face red, jaw clenched. You're a bitter old man, you know that? Mom died and you just gave up. You stopped trying. You sit in that house feeling sorry for yourself. I sit in this house that I own, that I paid off, that you were planning to inherit. What? You heard me. Planning to inherit? Dad, what are you talking about? You were in my will, Bradley. House, savings, everything. You and Michael splitting it. Were. Past tense. You can't. I can. I did. Friday morning. Saw my lawyer. Changed everything. The porch went quiet. You're lying. Dennis Hoffman, 3rd and Main. Call him Monday if you don't believe me. Who gets it? That's not your concern. Michael? You gave everything to Michael? I didn't answer. Unfucking believable. He lives in Colorado. He never visits. I'm the one who's here. You're 40 minutes away, and I've seen you 4 times this year. Michael's in Colorado and calls every week. Math doesn't work in your favor, son. This is because of Thanksgiving. This is because you've been taking for 6 years, and I finally realized you see me as a bank. Not a father. A bank. That's not $127,000, Bradley. I counted. Every transfer, every check, every emergency I covered, added up. That's what our relationship has been worth to you. He was breathing hard. I could hear it through the door. I needed that money, and gave it. Every single time. Never said no. Never asked for payback. Just gave it. So what? You want me to pay it back now? Is that what this is? No. I want you to leave my property. Dad? You called me a bitter old man. Maybe I am. But I'm a bitter old man who's done being an ATM. Leave. This is insane. Bradley, leave. Or I'm calling the police for trespassing. I heard him walk away. Truck door slammed. Engine started. He sat in the driveway for 5 minutes. Then he left. I went back to the garage. Hands still steady. The texts started Sunday. Amanda. Walter, I don't know what's going on between you and Bradley, but you need to talk to him. He's devastated. I didn't respond. He's your son. He made a mistake. People make mistakes. Still nothing. You're being incredibly selfish. We needed that account access for emergencies. I typed back. Emergencies like groceries? 3 dots appeared. Disappeared. No response. Hour later. You're going to regret this. Then. I'm calling Adult Protective Services. You're clearly not thinking straight. I called Dennis. They're threatening APS. Let them. You're competent. You're managing your own affairs. APS will do a welfare check, see you're fine. Close the case. You're sure? I'm sure. But Walter? Maybe get a cognitive evaluation, just to have documentation. Where? Dr. Patricia Morrison. She does elder evaluations. I'll send you her number. Thanks. Walter, you doing okay? I thought about it. Yeah, I think I am. Monday, I saw Dr. Morrison. She spent 2 hours with me. Memory tests, problem solving, depression screening, cognitive function battery. Mr. Sullivan, you scored in the 96th percentile for your age group. Your memory is excellent. No signs of cognitive decline. No signs of depression requiring intervention. You're managing your finances appropriately, living independently without difficulty. Can you document that? I'll have a formal evaluation letter ready by Wednesday. Are you anticipating legal challenges? My son's wife threatened to call Adult Protective Services. She nodded. Let them call. I'll be happy to provide my assessment if they contact me. She paused. Mr. Sullivan, can I ask what precipitated this? I told her. The short version. Dog food? Yes, ma'am. And you removed him from your accounts? And my will, and power of attorney. She was quiet for a moment. That seems like a reasonable response to abuse. Abuse? Elder financial exploitation is abuse. So is humiliation and degradation. You're protecting yourself. That's healthy. I hadn't thought of it that way. You're doing the right thing, she said. Tuesday, Bradley called from a number I didn't recognize. I answered. Yes? Dad, we need to talk. No, we don't. I'm sorry about Thanksgiving. First time he'd said it. Okay. Okay? That's it? What do you want me to say, Bradley? I want you to forgive me. I want you to restore my account access. I want things to go back to normal. Normal was you treating me like an ATM. I don't want normal back. That's not fair. You fed me dog food while your friends ate turkey. In what universe is that fair? It was Amanda's idea, and you went along with it. You're a grown man, Bradley. You made that choice. She was just joking around. Was she joking when she filmed it? When you said beggars can't be choosers? When nobody at that table said anything? Silence. You humiliated me. In my own son's house. On a holiday. And now you're calling because you want your money back. Not because you miss me. Not because you realized you were wrong. Because you want access to my accounts. That's not... Goodbye, Bradley. I hung up. He didn't call back. Wednesday, the Facebook post went up. I'm not on Facebook. Never saw the point. But my neighbor Helen showed me on her phone Thursday morning. She knocked on my door at 8 a.m. Walter, you need to see this. Bradley had written 6 paragraphs about how I'd abandoned him after his mother died, how I'd failed to provide emotional support during his grief, how I'd been distant and cold his whole life, how he'd tried everything to maintain a relationship, how I'd suddenly and without warning cut off all financial support because he'd made one small mistake, how I was clearly suffering from cognitive decline and making decisions I'd regret, how he was heartbroken but had to accept that sometimes parents stop being parents. 327 likes, 164 comments. Most of them were sympathetic to Bradley. I'm so sorry you're going through this. My father did the same thing. It's so hard. You're doing the right thing, setting boundaries. Some parents don't deserve their children, but there were others. This seems one-sided. What's your dad's version? Why did he cut off support? What was the small mistake? Something doesn't add up here. Helen was watching my face. You okay? Yeah. What actually happened? I told her. Everything. The Thanksgiving, the dog food, the $127,000, the will change. She was 71, widow like me, had 3 kids of her own. Son of a bitch, she said when I finished. Yeah. Walter, you need to respond. I'm not on Facebook. So, make an account. I don't want... He's lying about you publicly. That's defamation. At minimum, people should know the truth. I thought about it. No. No? Responding makes it a fight. I don't want to fight. I want to be done. He's calling you senile. Let him. People who know me know it's not true. People who don't know me, I don't care what they think. Helen studied me. You're really okay? I'm really okay. She smiled. Good. Friday, Amanda showed up. I was in the front yard, raking leaves. Truck pulled up. She got out. Walter, we need to talk. No, we don't. You're destroying Bradley. I kept raking. He's depressed. He's barely eating. He won't get out of bed. That's not my problem. You're his father, and he fed me dog food. She flinched. That was my fault. I told him to do it. I thought it would be funny. So you're apologizing? I'm explaining, not the same thing. Fine, I'm sorry, okay? I'm sorry. It was mean, it was stupid, I'm sorry. Okay, okay, okay. You apologized. I accept your apology. So, you'll restore the account access? No. What? Why not? Because you apologized for Thanksgiving. Not for 6 years of treating me like an ATM. Not for filming my humiliation. Not for threatening me with adult protective services. Not for Bradley's Facebook post calling me senile. He's just hurt. So am I. You're being vindictive. I stopped raking, looked at her. Amanda, you and Bradley have been together 6 years. In that time, I've given you $127,000. I've watched your house 17 times. I've helped Bradley move furniture. I've fixed your fence. I've been available whenever you called. How many times have you invited me to stay for dinner? She didn't answer. How many times have you called just to talk? Not to ask for something, just to talk. Nothing. How many times have you sent a thank you card? We thanked you. With words while asking for the next thing. Never a card. Never a call later saying, hey, that really helped. Just immediate thanks and then silence until the next emergency. We didn't realize. That's the problem. You didn't realize, because you never thought of me as a person. I was a resource. Bradley's father with money who'd always say yes. That's not fair. You filmed me eating dog food. You don't get to tell me what's fair. She was crying now. What do you want? Nothing. There has to be something. There's nothing. I want to live my life without being used. That's it. You're going to lose your son over this. I already lost him. Probably lost him years ago. I'm just now accepting it. She got back in her truck, sat there crying for a few minutes. Then she left. I finished raking. Christmas came. Bradley texted Christmas Eve. Merry Christmas, Dad. That was it. Nothing else. I didn't respond. Michael called Christmas morning. Merry Christmas, Dad. We're opening presents. Kids want to talk to you. I spent an hour on video chat, watching my grandkids open presents, talking to Michael and his wife Sarah. They'd sent me photos, school pictures, report cards, drawings. Michael had sent them every month for years. I just never noticed how different that was from Bradley's silence. After the call, I sat in my living room. Tree was up. Small one. Just for me. Presents underneath from Michael's family. Plate of cookies I'd made from Linda's recipe. My phone buzzed. Bradley. Did you really not get us anything? I looked at the text. Last year I'd sent $500. For presents for yourselves, I'd written. Never got a photo of what they'd bought. Never got told what they'd chosen. Just a text. Thanks, Dad. I typed back. Merry Christmas, Bradley. Deleted it. Sent nothing. Turned off my phone. January came, then February. Bradley called once in January. I didn't answer. Amanda texted twice. This is cruel. Then you're going to die alone. I blocked both numbers. Helen came over for coffee every week. We talked. Not about Bradley, about other things. Her kids. My work at the plant. Linda. Her late husband, Tom. You seem lighter, she said in February. Lighter? Less heavy, like you were carrying something and you set it down. I thought about that. Yeah, maybe. Do you miss him? Bradley? Yeah. I miss who I thought he was, or who I wanted him to be, but the person he actually is? No, I don't miss that person. She nodded. That's honest. March brought a letter from a lawyer. Not Dennis. Someone named Patricia Vance. Legal letterhead. Certified mail. It claimed I was financially exploiting myself through self-isolation. That I was showing signs of diminished capacity. That Bradley was concerned for my welfare. That he was considering a petition for guardianship to protect my interests. I called Dennis. Guardianship petition? It's bullshit, Walter. You have documented cognitive capacity. You're managing your own affairs. No court will grant it. Are you sure? I'm sure, but we should respond formally. Document your competency. Show a pattern of appropriate decision-making. If he actually files, we'll fight it. Will it go to court? Maybe. But Walter, you'll win. You have Dr. Morrison's evaluation. You have your medical records. You have bank statements showing appropriate money management. You have witness testimony from neighbors. He has nothing but claims. Okay. Don't worry, this is intimidation. He's trying to scare you into restoring access. It's not working, Dennis laughed. Good. April brought the actual petition. Bradley filed for emergency guardianship. Claimed I was unable to manage my affairs. Claimed I was socially isolated and vulnerable. Claimed I'd demonstrated irrational financial behavior. The hearing was set for May 3rd. Dennis prepared. Documents. Witness lists. Dr. Morrison's evaluation. Bank statements. Medical records. Walter, I need to ask, are you prepared for what might come out in court? Like what? Bradley might claim you were abusive, neglectful. He might paint a picture of your relationship that's unflattering. Will it matter? Not for the guardianship decision, but it might hurt, emotionally. I'll manage. Okay, one more thing. Michael should testify. Character witness, son who has a positive relationship with you. He's in Colorado. He can fly in. Will he? I'll ask. I called Michael that night. Dad, of course I'll come. When? May 3rd. I'll be there. Sarah too if you want. You don't have to. Dad, Bradley's trying to take your independence. We're not letting that happen. May 3rd came. Courtroom. Judge Patricia Hendricks presiding. Bradley was there with Amanda and his lawyer Patricia Vance. I was there with Dennis and Michael. The hearing took 4 hours. Bradley's lawyer went first, painted me as isolated, declining, making irrational decisions. Mr. Sullivan removed his son from all financial accounts without warning. He changed his will without consultation. He refuses contact with his son. He's showing clear signs of paranoia and diminished capacity. Then they called Bradley. My father hasn't been the same since my mother died. He's pulled away from family. He won't return calls. He's made increasingly irrational financial decisions. I'm worried about him. I'm trying to protect him. Cross-examination. Dennis stood up. Mr. Sullivan, you claim your father is isolated. How often do you visit him? As often as I can. How many times in the last year? I don't know exactly. 4 times. Your father has documented it. 4 visits in 12 months, each lasting less than 2 hours. Does that sound like a concerned son? I have a job. Your father is 40 minutes away. You claim you're worried about his isolation, but you visit 4 times a year. Is that correct? I call. How often? Bradley paused. I don't know. Your father's phone records show 6 calls from you in the last year. 4 of them were asking for money. The other 2 were the guardianship issue and a holiday text. Does that sound right? He stopped answering. After you fed him dog food on Thanksgiving, correct? The courtroom went very quiet. That was a misunderstanding. A misunderstanding where you served your 72-year-old father dog food while you and your guests ate turkey? Is that the misunderstanding? It was a joke. Your wife filmed it. Were you planning to post that joke online? No. But you did post online, a Facebook post claiming your father was senile and neglectful. 6 paragraphs, 327 likes. Do you consider that a concerned son's behavior? Bradley's face was red. He cut me off. From his money, not from a relationship. He removed you from his bank account after you humiliated him. That seems rational to me. Your Honor, I'd like to submit phone records, bank statements, and Dr. Morrison's cognitive evaluation. Judge Hendricks reviewed the documents. Then Dennis called Dr. Morrison. She testified for 20 minutes. Cognitive function, independent living, appropriate financial management, no signs of decline or impairment. In your professional opinion, is Walter Sullivan capable of managing his own affairs? Absolutely. He's in the 96th percentile for his age group. His decision-making is sound. His memory is excellent. He's fully competent. Then Michael testified. My father calls me every week. We talk about everything. Sports, weather, his house, my kids. He's sharp. He's engaged. He's the same man he's always been. And his relationship with your brother? My brother has been using him as a bank for years. Dad finally set a boundary. That's not diminished capacity. That's self-respect. Bradley's lawyer tried to recover, called Amanda. Mrs. Sullivan, can you describe Walter's behavior at Thanksgiving? He left abruptly, without explanation. He seemed confused. And since then, he won't respond to calls or texts. He's isolated himself completely. Dennis stood up. Mrs. Sullivan, did you film Walter eating dog food? It was just for us. Yes or no? Yes. Did you threaten to call Adult Protective Services when he removed your husband from his accounts? I was concerned. Did you threaten it? Yes. Did you post online calling him selfish? I was upset. Yes or no? Yes. No further questions. Judge Hendricks looked at both lawyers. I'm ready to rule. The courtroom held its breath. I've reviewed the evidence. Dr. Morrison's evaluation is clear. Mr. Walter Sullivan is fully competent to manage his affairs. Phone records and bank statements support appropriate financial decision-making. Testimony from Michael Sullivan demonstrates ongoing family relationships and cognitive function. She looked at Bradley. Mr. Bradley Sullivan, your petition is denied. Your father has the right to manage his own finances and choose his own relationships. The fact that he's chosen to set boundaries with you does not constitute diminished capacity. It constitutes personal autonomy. She closed the file. This hearing is concluded. Outside the courtroom, Bradley tried one last time. Dad, please, can we just talk? I looked at him. 34 years old. My son. Stranger wearing my son's face. No. I'm sorry about everything. The dog food, the money, the petition, all of it. I'm sorry. Okay? Okay? Just okay? What do you want me to say, Bradley? I want you to forgive me. I want us to fix this. There's nothing to fix. You showed me who you are. I believe you now. I'm your son, and I'm done being your father. The words landed between us. Heavy. Final. You don't mean that. I do. You sued me for guardianship. You called me incompetent in court. You tried to take my independence. We're done. Dad. Goodbye, Bradley. Michael touched my arm. Come on, Dad. Let's go. We walked away. Bradley didn't follow. May became June. Summer came. Helen and I had coffee every Tuesday. Michael called every Sunday. Dennis handled the final paperwork. Restraining order, no contact provisions. Everything documented. I worked in my garden, fixed the fence, repainted the garage, started volunteering at the senior center, teaching woodworking. Turned out I was good at it. Met a woman named Dorothy, 70 years old, sharp wit. Made me laugh. We had coffee, then dinner, then more dinners. Nothing serious, just company. Someone who liked talking to me, who didn't want anything except conversation. One morning in July, I realized I'd gone 3 days without thinking about Bradley. It felt like freedom. August brought a letter, handwritten, no return address. I almost didn't open it, but I did. Dad, I know you don't want to hear from me. I get it. I just wanted you to know I understand now. What I did. How I treated you. Amanda and I are in therapy, working through things. I'm working through things. You were right. I used you. I didn't see it then. I see it now. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm not asking you to call. I just wanted you to know I get it. I'm sorry. Bradley. I read it twice, set it on the table. Dorothy came over that afternoon. We were going to a movie. She saw the letter. Everything okay? Yeah. Want to talk about it? Bradley wrote. Says he understands. Says he's in therapy. What are you going to do? Nothing. Nothing? I'm glad he's getting help, but that doesn't change what happened. Doesn't change that he tried to take my independence. Some things you don't come back from. She nodded. Fair enough. We went to the movie. Forgot about the letter. It's been a year now since that Thanksgiving. Bradley sends a letter every few months. Updates, progress, apologies. I read them. Don't respond. Michael visits twice a year. Brings the grandkids. We build things in the workshop. They're learning woodworking, getting good at it. Helen still comes over for coffee. Tuesdays like clockwork. Dorothy and I are something. Not sure what yet. But something good. The house is still mine. Will stays unchanged. Michael gets everything when I'm gone. He's earned it. Dennis retired last month. Gave me copies of all my documents. Just in case, he said. Though I don't think you'll need them. I don't think I will either. Someone asked me last week if I regret it. The boundary, the will change, walking away from Bradley. I thought about it. Thought about that Thanksgiving. The bowl of dog food. The smirk on Bradley's face. Beggars can't be choosers. Thought about 6 years of being an ATM. $127,000. Countless hours. No gratitude. Thought about the Facebook post. The The guardianship petition. Standing in court, defending my competence. Thought about the last year. The peace. The freedom. Coffee with Helen. Dinners with Dorothy. Sunday calls with Michael. Woodworking classes. Garden growing. No, I said. I don't regret it. Even though he's your son, being someone's father doesn't mean accepting abuse. Doesn't mean letting them use you. Doesn't mean setting yourself on fire to keep them warm. But he's family. Family is earned, not just given. I gave him life, raised him, supported him for 34 years. He took it all and handed me dog food. I smiled. Same smile I'd given him that Thanksgiving. Beggars can't be choosers. He was right about that. I chose to stop begging for respect. Chose to stop begging for gratitude. Chose to stop begging to be treated like a father instead of an ATM. And now? Now, I'm just Walter, 73 years old, living in my house, drinking coffee with friends, teaching woodworking, building something with my own hands instead of funding someone else's life. Are you happy? I thought about Linda, what she'd say, what she'd think about the last year. She'd probably say, "About damn time, Walter." Yeah, I said. I'm happy. Last week, Bradley called from a new number, left a voicemail. "Dad, I know you won't answer, but Mom's birthday's coming up. I'm going to the cemetery. Thought maybe you'd want to come. I'll be there at 10 a.m. Saturday. If you show up, I'd like to talk. If you don't, I understand. I love you." Saturday came. I thought about going, thought about it all morning. Drove to the cemetery at 9:45, parked 3 rows away, watched. Bradley showed up at 10, alone. Stood at Linda's grave for 30 minutes, talking, crying, cleaning the headstone. I sat in my truck, watching, thinking about Linda, about the man I'd been when she died, about the boys I'd raised, about the man in front of me who'd fed me dog food and sued me for guardianship, about forgiveness, about family, about what we owe each other. Bradley left at 10:35, didn't see me. I got out, walked to Linda's grave, fresh flowers. Bradley had brought fresh flowers. I stood there a long time. "I don't know what to do," I said to the headstone. "He's trying, I see that. But Linda, I'm tired. I'm tired of being hurt. I'm tired of being used. I'm tired of hoping he'll change." The wind blew, trees rustling overhead. Is it wrong to protect myself? Is it wrong to choose peace? No answer. Just birds singing. Sun warm on my shoulders. "I think you'd tell me to do what makes me happy. You always said that. Do what makes you happy, Walter." I touched the headstone. Cold granite. Her name. Her dates. Beloved wife and mother. "I'm happy now," I said. "For the first time in 6 years. That has to count for something." I left my own flowers. Yellow roses, her favorite. Drove home. Didn't call Bradley. That's the story. That's what happened after I smiled and walked out of that Thanksgiving dinner. Sometimes people ask if I'll ever forgive him, if we'll ever reconcile. Maybe someday. If he really changes, if he really understands. But today I'm choosing myself, choosing peace, choosing boundaries, choosing to stop being the beggar in my own life. Because Bradley was right about one thing. Beggars can't be choosers, and I'm done begging. If you like this story, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and share your impressions in the comments. To listen to more stories, click on the window on the right. Thank you for being with us.